more important thing to speak about is when you fry an egg, can you make it sunny side up? Or does it just break every time?
Storm, I learned a trick.
We're in a pandemic. The Corona compadres need a podcast. But we need 3 people.
That's a good idea. But we don't have 3 people, Storm.
What kind, fellas?
Sit down, comedy extra.
But the trick is, when you're frying an egg, if you want it sunny side up, what you have to do is make sure your oil is extremely hot. Not hot to the point that the pan is going to catch on fire, but like lacquer hot. So that when you chuck the egg in, it starts cooking immediately. Then that yolk doesn't break, and preferably non-stick, so that obviously, yeah, when you're turning it, the yolk doesn't fuck out, because as long as you can get the spatula under the entire egg, turning it is no big issue. But you want to turn it quick, you check, just like otherwise the yolk is gonna be everywhere, bruh.
Yeah, and boys and girls listening to this, you see that guide that the government forces you to use in this coronavirus times, use that for the pan, the non-stick pan, because that oil is going to jump all over. So use that visor.
Yes.
But preferably ask your parents to guide you.
Yeah, regardless of your age.
Regardless of your age.
Don't matter how old or young you are.
I'm 30 and I still want my dad to oversee some things. He passed away 15 years ago, but I still need him.
I'm sorry for laughing, but that you call your God.
That's cool. That's cool. I guess we should now do the intro. We did an intro, so welcome everybody. This is a different setup.
Hi,
Wayne
guys.
and I, this week, as you saw with the intro, as you heard with the intro, we're going to teach you a bit more than we have in the last 2 weeks, because you see Wayne dropped some knowledge in the first minute, more knowledge than we did for 3 hours within the last 2 weeks of podcasts. When doing sunny side up, make sure that oil is hot.
Gotta be hot, guys. It has to be hot.
But
wear apron also.
Be safe.
Yes,
be safe first, please.
Yeah. Wear apron. You don't want to miss your favorite t-shirt, your favorite pants. Wear apron also. Very important.
That is very important. I don't know. I want to check if we're on the separate sides of the same wall.
Okay.
Potatoes are the best thing ever.
Without fail, bruh.
Thank you. We're on the same
Hands
side
down.
of the same wall. Good.
Hands down. But wait, before we go on with anything else, I want to ask you, what's the most important thing to have with it? Is it bacon or is it sausages?
Oh. Bacon is like a unicorn. It comes around only 3 times every 6 months. So sausages are more readily available.
And I think sausages are easier to make.
Yeah. Much easier.
Bacon, I find with bacon, it's difficult to find the perfect piece of bacon. Sometimes it's too crispy.
Exactly.
Sometimes it's too sloppy. You're never going to get it perfect.
No.
You know?
No. Sometimes when it's too crispy, it tastes like bacon flavored Doritos.
Yeah. And you don't want that. You want crisp, nice tasting bacon.
Not that we're saying pigs are not delicious. Pigs are delicious. It's just
yes.
You guys are high maintenance, so bring down your level and then die, and then we can have it for breakfast.
You see, I don't know why people don't eat bacon. I really don't know why. Because pork.
Yeah.
You can have the ribs.
Yeah.
You can have rashes.
Yeah.
You can have bacon.
Yeah.
You can have a lacquer pork chop with that fat, but the fat gotta be lacquer. Can't play around with that fat. That fat is important.
Yeah.
Gotta be crispy. So I don't know.
Pork sausages, the hybrid from pork to sausage to so perfect, man. And just to be clear here, we're not speaking about Muslims that have to eat bacon. We're speaking about vegans that choose not to eat bacon. What's happening there? What's happening there? You'd prefer kale chips over potato chips.
Like,
Come on, man.
okay, but now what's the perfect chip, Storm? Is it like a slap chip or is it like a McDonald's fried chip? What's the best?
For me, I found homemade chips for the win. Always.
Homemade.
Homemade.
Okay, so how do you make your chips? Because I'm quite the expert in making chips. So let me hear you out, and then I'll tell you if you're right or wrong.
We're not alienating anybody with frying chips, but there is only one correct way to do it.
Yes.
What I do is, provided I don't end up in the trauma ward at any hospital, preheat the oil, so for like 5 minutes or so, and then just drop them in. But it's best not to drop too much in. So basically, if you have a pack, then like one handful after each batch is done. Because if you put everything in, then I haven't done it, but I don't think it's going to taste very good.
Okay. So what you're saying
So
is,
what is your right way?
the right way is exactly what you said. So preheat the oil. Make sure that there's enough oil. Make sure it's like a warm. Then what I normally do is I put in one chip, like one potato, one piece of potato, to see if the oil's hot enough. And if the oil's hot enough, depending on how many chips I have, I fill the pot. Obviously not to the brim. Like it must all the chips must be immersed in oil, right? And then the biggest secret of them all, Storm, the biggest secret to cooking the perfect chips is you gotta forget about them. Then when you remember them, bruh,
It sounds ironic.
When you remember, oh fuck, what's a nice smelling house? Like, oh shit, it's chips. When you get to, they're perfect, bruh.
Yeah, they're perfect, and you surprise yourself at the same time.
Exactly. So you just gotta let that aroma go through the house. You know that chip aroma. Then you know,
Yes,
right?
so nobody can say you can't take yourself out for a date ever again. I'm gonna
Go
do
on.
that tonight.
Do it, bruh.
I'm gonna do that tonight.
Treat yourself. What are you gonna have your chips with, bruh? You're just gonna have chips and bread, or you're gonna have a Russian? What are you gonna have?
That's the height of my culinary arts. Eggs and chips and sausage, no more. And maybe noodles. That's basically as far as I can go.
I'm sure you can make a toasted cheese sandwich.
Yeah, I can make it. Not very well, but I can make it.
Okay. No, that's my specialty, bruh. Grilled cheese. Oh boy. Put your fingers deep, I
cheese
make
again.
that
Grilled cheese again. Okay, for the next 5 minutes, I apologize to all the lactose intolerant people. Grilled cheese is one of the best things on earth.
It's the best. You're not gonna get anything better. And if you put tomato, make sure you cut the tomato thin, because the heat of tomatoes are hot, bruh. Tomato, when you take it out and you bite, it's too hot. If it's a thick slice, it's gonna burn you. Make sure it's a thin slice of tomato. Thin.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So a thin slice of tomato. You like them thin?
Thin slice of tomato. Look, I'm not a big fan of tomato. You check.
Yeah.
So I'll keep it thin slices, and don't put salt and pepper on it. Put aromats. Listen. Don't put salt.
Aromat. That's the end of the podcast. You leave it on the best note possible. Aromat.
Bye bye, ladies and gents.
all.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun, and I'm hungry right now, so I need to go.
Yeah. Thanks, ladies and gents, for coming out and watching this 2-second podcast. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, 2 seconds. I lasted longer in a podcast than last night with my girlfriend. But anyway, so Aromat, just do yourselves a favor. If you don't know what Aromat is, next time you go to the store with your mask and all,
Yes.
get Aromat.
Yes.
Don't worry about salt. Get Aromat. And you know what the people at Aromat did for you? They made sure they had different flavors for you guys. So
Yes.
for you
Very
guys
important.
and girls, because you know I
And
don't want to
girls.
be sexist.
Yes. No, we can't be sexist. And
Can't
if you're in another country, ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't sell Aromat. Sorry for you. All the
Yes,
best.
sorry.
I hope you survive and
Um,
live a good life.
All your Sweden people, I'm sorry you have hot women, but you don't have Aromat, and we have Aromat, so
We win.
we win.
We win. We automatically win. But Tom, the burning question is, and depending on how you answer this question, will determine how the rest of this podcast is gonna unfold. The burning question is,
No pressure at all.
no pressure at all.
No
The
pressure.
burning question is, pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Okay, folks, see you next week.
Bye.
Well, I like the Hawaiian pizza. I grew up with Hawaiian pizza, so I'm already conditioned to liking pineapple on pizza. Although, folks on YouTube can see that Siwit disapproves. So, pineapple on pizza, why shouldn't it be there?
I don't even see why I need to answer this question. Like,
Okay,
It's-
he posed it to me, and I asked him the same question, and he doesn't see a need to answer it. That's fine.
how did
That's fine.
I start it? I said, depending on your answer, it will determine the outcome.
Okay, Mr. Disclaimer. Okay, Mr. Disclaimer.
No, pineapple does not belong on pizza. Pineapple belongs with curry powder and salt. That's how you eat pineapple, and then you eat pizza separately. I see you frowning. Have you ever been to Durban, Storm?
No.
Then you
Yeah.
haven't lived. You haven't lived until you've tasted pineapple with curry powder and salt. My man, it is the best thing in the world. The best thing.
Pineapple
that's why I
with
say-
curry powder and salt.
Yeah,
Okay, next time I have pineapple, I'll do that. See, we're inclusive to everybody listening to the podcast. Even though you guys don't have Aromat, okay, I'm sorry, there's no way to make Aromat. Pineapple and curry powder, though.
Don't
You
forget
can
the
do
salt.
that, though.
The salt
Right?
is important. Don't forget the salt.
Pineapple, curry powder, and salt.
Yeah. So what you do is
So you
take
guys
the-
can do that.
Yeah. So what you do is, just for the people listening, you take a bit of curry powder,
Yeah.
you take a bit of salt, and you mix them together. Like obviously, it's gonna be like a dry, like little concoction, right?
Yeah.
Then you sprinkle that. Obviously, you must taste it to make sure it tastes lacquer. Once you got the lacquer taste, then you sprinkle a little bit of that onto the pineapple and you eat it. Oh my man, the day you tried it, you'll phone me after to be like, hey, wait, I never knew this was so amazing.
Yeah, it's better than an orgasm. But anyway,
That's a story for another day.
that's a story for another day, exactly. I have a question, right?
Okay.
I need a few seconds
Take
to
your time, my
really
man.
get myself into this question. I forgot the damn question.
He's still structuring the question, ladies and gents. Now he says he forgot it. He's lying. He's still structuring it in his cop. He's buying time. He's buying time.
I know we're taste buds. We were speaking about taste buds, and I wanted to move on from that some way to come back later. Oh yes, this is the question. Have you ever forgotten how old you are?
Have I ever forgotten how old I am?
Yeah, your age, any age. Have you ever forgotten what that age is?
No, but I purposefully, in 2020, I purposefully forgot my age because I didn't count 2020. I said to everybody, 2020 was a free year. It was a year. It was a free pass.
So you're a
technically
leap
speaking-
year baby.
No, technically speaking, I'm still 31. I'm not 32 because 2020 didn't count. So I'm turning 32.
You're still on the
this year.
calendar. You're still on the calendar.
Yeah,
That's fine.
yeah. I'm turning 32 this year. Fuck 2020. That was a year on the house. That was a free
Yeah,
one.
yeah. That was a freebie. That
Yeah.
was a toy with your McDonald's Happy Meal.
Yeah. That one was on the house. 2020 was on the house. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you'll agree, but that's just how I see it.
I ask because many times this year, I actually surprised myself when thinking, my age, right?
Yeah.
I actually surprised myself many times, like something as little as I have this thing when I watch like either television or on the laptop. I have this thing when I change the volume that I have to change it to my age, and I caught myself this morning changing it to 29, and then I remembered, wait, nigga, you're not 29 anymore.
Yeah.
Move that thing up.
Yeah, you're
You're
big boy.
30. Yeah. Very soon you're gonna need all that numbers on the volume because
Yes.
hearing aid, you know.
Just so that you can hear clearly. So,
Yeah.
so everything you watch, the volume is on 30.
Oh yeah.
And-
That's the weird things about me. There's a cave full of weird things about me, but maybe we'll get to them.
Okay, so what age did you start watching TV?
What age? The year was 2001. I came home from school. I wanted to watch Pokemon.
Yeah.
And instead of Pokemon, I saw a plane fly into a fucking building. I was upset that day. I was really upset that day.
Because the
Think
aeroplane
about
took
it.
over the news.
I'm at school for 8 hours. My only reward for that 8 hours a day is Pokemon at 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
I get home that day, 4 o'clock. What's this shit? Why is the building on fire? Why is this woman talking? She doesn't sound like Jenny.
Yeah, it's tricky, bruh. No, the reason I ask is because you so let's just say, for argument's sake, that day you were 16 years old or 12 years old or 13 years old, whatever age you were. So you only used to watch Pokemon at that volume level. That's what I'm trying to understand.
I see now.
Are you back, Storm?
Yeah, I was always here. I don't know what happened there. It was probably a solar flare somewhere.
The internet went haywire. Sorry, start over. What were you saying?
Yes, it could be. Somebody check on Mars. It was probably a meteor strike that
That's why
affected
the
the internet.
internet-
Yeah. But as I was saying, now it's just only recently, like a few years, that I've had this weird little things that I do. But for the point of the story and to add basis to the story, yes, I was watching everything at the volume of my age. So when I was 3, I was watching Teletubbies at 3. I didn't hear anything, but
I don't have to hear the Teletubbies. They don't talk, so it's fine. Don't have to hear them. You can just watch them.
they talk, man. They talk. Did you hear what happened with one of the cast of the Teletubbies?
No.
I believe Poe, the red one.
Yeah.
The actress that was Poe went into porn afterwards. Lesbian porn, I think.
What's her name? I'd love to see her. I'd love to see her. I'd love to see what a Teletubby looks like in a porno.
No, why do you want to do that? I just warded off the pedophiles earlier. Now you want to see Teletubby porn. It's
No,
there. It is there. I'm sure everybody can find it if they want to, but if you're under 18, don't look for it, please.
Don't. Don't look for it. No, you know why I asked? Because like I'm not a big TV person. I actually became a TV person in my older age. I started enjoying watching TV like when I was probably about maybe 27, 28. I started enjoying watching TV, but watching what I want to watch, you know.
Yeah.
When I was young, I used to watch TV, but it wasn't like the be all and end all of my life. But now, just the thought of possibly being able to see a Teletubby in a porno. Come on, man. Tell me you wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah, that is weird. That's a weird thing. It's like seeing a car crash. You don't want to, but when you see it, you just
Exactly.
look away. It's just one of those
interesting.
things. Yeah, it's like a vegan that's hot. It's just one of those things. You just want to keep staring.
I think most vegans are hot because they don't eat fatty things. It's just veggies inside the system. Or you don't
Yeah, wow, but they're gonna need a taste for sausage sometime.
They're not 100% vegan. At some point in time, they're going to eat meat. What
Yeah.
meat it is, I'm not going to elaborate, like use your
Yeah,
imagination.
I might be lactose intolerant, but I'm gonna eat pie.
Yeah, no, of course. Of course. There's no two ways about it. So what made you ask about the eggs specifically? How to make an egg? Were you thinking about it the whole day? Like, this is how I'm gonna start off the podcast. How do you fry an egg?
I was thinking about this whole week. And yesterday I just wanted to float my achievement because I asked you about sunny side up eggs, and yesterday, for the first time in 2021, I managed to make 2 sunny side up eggs.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
Achievement
give him a
unlocked.
round of applause. He didn't make one, but 2 sunny side up eggs. 2, ladies and gentlemen.
That's my breakthrough.
If that's not winning in life, then I don't know what is.
No.
I don't know.
It's not. Screw Oscar Pistorius getting a supermodel girlfriend. 2 sunny side up eggs is
2 sunny side up eggs. So now tell me something, Storm. Now in your older age, what do you enjoy watching? Because you seem like a person that enjoys watching TV. What do you enjoy watching these days? Is there something specific you like watching?
Let's not mistake watching TV for somebody like just chilling in front of the TV. I say television in a sense like Netflix, things like that.
Okay.
It's a good thing that you asked this because this is what I was going to go to.
Oh, wait.
Recently, I haven't really been that disciplined with keeping up with series and stuff like that.
Okay.
But when I kept up with series and things like that, I remember the series being Supernatural. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I've heard of it. I haven't watched it, but I have heard of it.
Yeah, that's the last series I'm lying. The last series I kept up with discipline is, we're not going to talk about Game of Thrones, but Breaking Bad.
Okay. So that was the last thing you watched, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, it's just recently, since getting into Netflix and all that, so I've been exploring, seeing what I like. And I found things that I like, I just haven't gotten back to them because,
To watch
time.
them, yeah. Hey, time is a bitch.
Yeah.
That's why I can't wait to be rich. Well, I'm not to say that I'm not rich right now. I am rich. Can't wait to be richer so that I can have all the time in the world.
Can't wait to have that fuck time money.
Yeah, that money that you can buy, just do whatever you want to do when you want to do it. No one's going to tell you nothing. No one's going to come and say, hey, Wayne, you sit and watch TV all day. I don't care. I got enough money to buy whatever I want to buy, have whatever I want to have. So please don't tell me about watching TV.
I've got a Rolex watch on my arm. It's not to tell time, it's just to see gold.
Exactly. Because silver gives me a rash.
You
Yeah,
say that thing about silver giving a rash. I remember this time during my childhood, I had things with, the fake gold and fake silver and things like that.
Yes, we all
And
had
there's
those
this
stories.
thing where if it's fake fake gold or fake silver, then if you take it off, there's like substance that's left. It's probably
Yes.
like green or something like that. So that's just one of the stories I remember when you said I just like having gold because silver gives me a rash.
Yeah, no. The funniest thing is I prefer silver jewelry. I don't know why. I just prefer silver jewelry.
Oh yeah, me too.
I don't think I'll ever own a gold watch. I don't see why.
Nah.
Gold is so overrated.
Yeah, and gold is just a target to get robbed. Nobody cares as much about silver.
Exactly. Yeah, because when they see silver, they're not sure if it's like actual silver or if it's like a makeshift or if it's like aluminium. They don't know, so they're not interested. But like gold, you can see real gold. You don't
Big
have to-
brain, man. The big brains over here.
Very big, bruh.
100% big brains on the podcast because Mo isn't here.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
would have
if-
been running at 66.6% if he was.
Yeah, if he was here, we'd be running at a very low percentage.
Yes.
So yeah, thanks to Mo not showing up.
Yeah, that's actually the best thing he's done since the podcast began. So.
When he sees us, he's gonna have a lot to say.
That's fine. He's gonna have to wait a week.
Yeah, he'll have to wait a week. He's got no choice. No, I must be honest. I'm enjoying this podcast for the questions and things. I actually like. I know it's cliche, like asking questions back and forth, but I actually like it because it's good to see like what other humans are into. Look, I find human beings very interesting. As much as I don't like humans, I find them very interesting.
Oh, perfect. That's the title of the podcast. I don't like humans, or rather not. I find humans interesting, but I don't like them. Anyway, you guys will see what the title is.
The lightning's going on, yeah. Storm, I'm gonna die, bruh. I don't like lightning, ladies and gents. Just to let y'all know, I quite fear lightning.
Oh no, that's understandable. It actually is like a legit thing. So just crank the volume up, man.
No, so when I say I don't like humans, I need humans to understand this because I know there's gonna be humans. Wait, how can you say that? No, what I mean when I say I don't like humans is I don't.
We
like
don't
the
like
way
vegan humans.
Those are Storm's words, ladies and gents. Not right. No, like I don't like the way humans think. For me, I find it very frustrating as to how humans think. Like human beings think that they're the smartest, most intelligent beings on this planet, but they forget that they're probably the weakest. Even though we have the claim to brain power, we are human beings feel they're the superior beings. Yeah. But I feel that animals, there's a lot to learn from animals, bruh. Look, I enjoy watching wildlife, okay? So I grew up, like my dad watches wildlife, so I grew up watching wildlife. And obviously a lot of people are like, how can a lion just kill a buck like that? Or how can a crocodile just, that's its nature. That's what it's supposed to do. And human beings like to think that, it's inhumane for an animal to die that way. And no, you can't fuck with the cycle of Mother Nature. That's Mother Nature's way of doing things. That's how it's supposed to work. Yeah. It's not our call. But we come up with all these crazy ideas that, oh no, we should do this and we should do that for a better life. And when you look at a bigger picture, is it really a better life? Is it really a better life?
No, we have people that want to go with the same mindset they have on Earth to Mars. Mars is just going to be another shit planet that's called Mars.
Exactly. That's ideally what will happen. Because they're going to take their stupid cock ideas from planet Earth, exactly what you're saying, go to Mars and repeat over there. You're not changing anything. You're not doing anything better.
Exactly. And I think it's perfect that you mentioned this about humans, because I've had this phrase in my head for the last week, prisoners of the past. That's exactly what I see. Because people that complain about what happened in the past are essentially prisoners of that past. So they don't get to enjoy the present or what the future can bring if they're still back in 1922.
Whatever year they were. Yes, no, definitely. And that's the thing. Look, like I had this conversation with one of my mates, and he was talking about, like, he says that one good thing humans did was create medicine. And I was like, yeah, look, some of the westernized medicine to some extent is all right, but it comes with a lot of side effects. So you're curing a problem of, maybe, I'm using this as an example now, you're curing a problem of like high blood pressure, but then you're creating a problem of maybe headaches or something because of the tablets. You know what I'm saying?
Side effects.
So, you know what I mean? It's crazy. Oh Lord, we're not gonna make it. This lightning and thunder's going crazy. It's buck wild. So yeah, it's. I think that human beings really need perspective. They need perspective because they think they're this amazing animal, but they're not so amazing because they're selfish, they're greedy, they're self-centered. I mean, animals. Who do animals look after? The old and the young. That's a natural thing for all animals. They look after the old and the young, and the weak. Human beings don't care because I can do this or I can do it. Why must I care about my granny, or why must I care about a friend that has some form of disability just because I'm able-bodied? But we forget that we're supposed to care for these people because they obviously, you know what I mean? So
you know what's the best thing about the animal kingdom is that it's basic, as you mentioned, simple. Less is more.
Simple. Exactly.
6 months later.
Welcome to a tour of Wayne's World with Wayne Stewart.
Look at all of this. It's even Hailey. Look at it. It's crazy. It's crazy. We're not gonna make it out of here alive. We're not gonna make it.
Mother Nature is driving you guys crazy.
Hey, Storm, Mother Nature is upset with us. Mother Nature is totally upset with us. But
that's why we're paying our dues to Mother Nature right now, just to ease the peace. It's like a peace treaty, man.
Yes. Mother Nature is breaking even with us now.
By time.
She's breaking even with us. I don't know. I have never seen rain like this in my life. I know it can rain a lot, but in Secunda specifically, I've never seen so much rain in my life. It is crazy. It is crazy. But anyways,
so while we're on this, right? Do you find rain soothing? Like, for example, there are many people that fall asleep to the sounds of rain. You can see it all over YouTube. 10,000 hours of rain falling.
Yes. I do find rain soothing, but it mustn't have lightning.
Oh yeah.
Then we good to go. Then it can rain for as long as it wants to rain. I don't care. But the moment there's lightning, then I'm like, you see now, it's dangerous now.
Now we're speaking about elements, right?
Yeah.
What are the 5 elements again? Or is it 6? It's water,
wind,
fire.
Those 3 elements, isn't it?
It's 3. Yeah, it's 3 elements. It's 3 elements. It's not 5 elements at all. I don't know what that movie for the 5th element was all about. I don't know where they found that other 2 elements.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
They found Mia Jovovich though, and she's 5th element. Moving on. So I have this thing where if there's fire, right?
Yeah.
Like when it comes to a braai or anything and starting a fire, I find myself falling into a trance. Just
while
looking
looking at the fire.
Just looking at the flames.
Yeah. We, like, I also personally love fire. And in Secunda, we have a saying, if you don't like someone, well, I wouldn't say it's a Secunda saying. It's a saying among my friends and I. We have a saying that if you don't like someone, the easiest way to tell someone like you don't like them is saying, I wouldn't share fire with them. Or I wouldn't stand around the same fire with them. Then you know I don't like you. Because a fire for me is a very beautiful thing, and it creates a lot of conversation, and it's just a nice social thing, you know?
Yeah.
No, I totally get what you're saying. I agree with you 100%.
So it's just one of the things, one of the many, I don't know if I could call it weird, or just one of the many things that make me.
That make you.
Yeah.
Away. No, I think all humans have that, Storm. I think all humans have that thing or those things that make them. But I do feel that a lot of humans stray away from those things because they're trying to be someone else, whereas no one can be you like you.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, it's sad actually. It's very sad.
And not to have shots fired, but millions of people followed Kim Kardashian for that one tape she made.
Yeah.
All those years ago.
Yes.
And then she changed into a businesswoman. Not that she can't be. I'm not being sexist, but you know.
Yeah, it's not that you can't be. It's just that Kim Kardashian did it. Why must someone else do it now? Why don't you do your own thing? Why don't you do something different? You know?
Exactly. Like Kanye West did Kim and now he's moving on.
I knew this was gonna come up. I knew this was gonna be the next shot fired. No, that's to say. I think human beings really need to start learning who they are first and foremost, and then number two, enjoying who they are. Because, you know, I'm not saying I was never a person that wanted to be like other people. Of course, we all go through that shit.
Yeah.
But once I realized that, hey, actually Wayne is a lacquer. And once I got to learn more about Wayne, I was like, I can't be like someone else anymore. I have to be Wayne, because being Wayne is the most fun I have, because it's the purest. I'm being true to myself. You know?
Definitely. It's just many people don't get to the point where you got to like being content with who they are.
Yeah.
I would put myself in that example. I'm not content with where I am. There are always, basically, for the lack of a better, mountain peaks. And not to say that it's wrong to be content with who you are and content with everything that you have. It's actually the perfect scenario. It's just that I'm not satisfied yet with where I am. So that's why, for me, example, I'm gonna be real right now. That's why I'm building things. Like in terms of this podcast, creating a name and then building the name. I don't care if people remember the name or not. It's just something to keep me going every day. For me, I feel novelty is key. Novelty is key. If something is new, the motivation will always be there.
Yes. Look, I think that human beings, what happens with human beings is you get to a point in your life. Look, I don't think you'll ever be happy. Let me start off by saying this. I don't think you'll ever be happy with who you are for a number of reasons. Some people might not like their hair. Some people might not like their eyes. Some people might not like their legs. And that's fine. I think that's normal.
Yeah.
But I do think that when you start accepting yourself and regardless of your circumstances or your situation, then you can start enjoying the finer things in life. I think what you seek is, you don't seek validation, you seek something to call your own, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what you're working for, or am I wrong?
There are many perspectives one could take upon hearing what I just said, and that is a valid one. That's one of the valid perspectives. So I would say right.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So for me, that's my thing. That's what I'm not happy with in my life. I know I'm funny. I know I've got a lot of talents. I know I've got a lot of skills, but I'm not happy because I'm not where I want to be with those things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not happy with those things. But I do understand that it's a work in progress. I'm gonna get there eventually. You know what I mean? I've just got to keep my head up high, keep them shoulders back, and just keep pushing, so that I know that I can achieve this sooner or later. You know?
Yeah. Okay. No, so it's an identity thing. You're happy with your identity, that you found your identity, because
yes,
I know of some people, or many people, in fact, they spend a long time searching for their own identity.
Yes.
And to find your identity and to be happy with your identity is a massive achievement.
Yeah, it is, Tom, but it takes a lot of work, eh? It really does take a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's one thing I can say. A lot of people always ask me, hey, wait, how are you always so happy? How are you always smiling? Hey, bro, I also have my bad days. I also have my down days. But I just try to look onto the positive more than anything else. I always just try to look for the pros as opposed to the cons. Some cons you can't ignore.
Yeah.
But I try to look more on the pros. And for me, it worked. I'm not saying it's the remedy for everyone.
Yeah.
Some people find happiness in reading. Some people find happiness in watching TV or food, whatever it is. But for me, I'm grateful that I was able to find happiness within myself.
Yeah, and it's not to say that Wayne is projecting a fake persona on social media or somewhere.
Yes.
It's just that, what would you rather see on social media? Somebody cutting themselves, or bright bunny hopping across a field with a rainbow behind?
Yeah, as crazy as it sounds, I'd much rather see the person cutting themselves, because I know that they're being true to themselves. The bunny with the rainbow, that's not always there. That's not the reality of life. You know?
Okay.
It's a bad example, but I get what you mean with the example. You know what I mean? I totally get what you mean.
Yeah, and we have to say, 15 minutes in, I have to say, if anybody has problems in terms of mental states, the links are down below. Slide into my DMs, whatever. Speak about anything, even if you like pineapple on pizza like I do. Whatever is bothering you, just slide into the DMs, man.
Yes. I am a life coach as well, ladies and gents. So I'm more than happy to help as well. I agree with what you're saying, Storm. I would love to help more people, bruh, because I feel that we all deprived of life because of society, bruh. That's just how I feel.
Exactly.
I want a Porsche because someone else got a Porsche. I want a big house because someone else got a big house.
Exactly.
Are you going to be happy when you get it? No, because it's not what you want. You got it because you're competing with someone that doesn't even know you exist.
Exactly. That what I take from that is you are living life by somebody else's standards.
Yes. And for me, I find it sad. Look, like I say, I must be honest. I haven't been this person. I was also a person that would buy face, and also a person that wanted to be like X, Y, and Z. And I mean, even in my social media. I mean, if you go back, like especially to my YouTube channel. So I've got a YouTube channel as well. But the videos over there are very like I'm trying to be this motivational speaker and this person that I don't know who. And when I look back at it, I actually laugh. I'm like, hey, that's actually like fun. And I realized that once I started being more true to myself in my social media and my social presence, you actually then start to realize who your true followers and who the true people are in your life.
Yeah. I'll be back now. I just need to get the charger quick, and then we can wrap up.
Away, no stress. So I'm gonna go get his charger. Don't break the headphones. This man is breaking the headphones here. Hey, this image is so cool, ladies and gents. This image is really cool. I must ask Tom about this when he gets back. I have to. Stop. Oh, fuck. You don't have his earphones. His headphones. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, your background. Who did it for you, dude? That's quite cool, bro. That's fucking amazing.
Thanks, man. I feel strange about people complimenting anything I do, even if it's just a picture. I just find if I have time to do something and I have an idea in my head and I can find a way to get it into reality, then it can be done.
Then you do it.
Yeah.
No, I like that picture, dude. It's really cool. It's really awesome.
And that's the thing about time. You have people. Okay, I'm not going to generalize and speak about people I don't know. I'm going to take my example. Lockdown began, and it took like 2 months for me to understand where I wanted to go.
Yeah.
And a year later, we are doing podcasts.
Yes.
Like you said in a podcast last week or the week before that you were quote unquote upset with the lockdown situation at the beginning, and then after a few days clarity happened, and then you understood what you wanted to do, and it's a credit to you that you have done what you wanted to do, and this is where you are now.
Thanks. No, like I want to go back to what you said of you find it weird or you find it strange when people compliment you. I also used to be like that, I must be honest. I also used to be like that because I always thought that, like with me, I'm like, I'm just Wayne, whatever I do it because I'm Wayne, like I can do it. I never even looked at it that these are my talents or these are my these are my God-given talents. I never even looked at it that way. And I think once you start looking at yourself that way and you can see that, like, hey, you know what? Fuck, I'm good at graphic designing or editing videos. Fucking own it, bruh. Fucking own it. Because no one can do it the way you do. And that's the beauty of it. For me, I think that was the beauty of it. When I started accepting compliments, I realized that, they're right in what they said because no one can do it the way I'm doing. Only I can do it this way. There's 100 graphic designers in the world, but there's no graphic designer like you. And I'm not saying you are a graphic designer. I'm not sure if you are or not. But I'm saying if you were a graphic, okay, you are. So there's no other graphic designer like you. No other graphic designer will come up with the ideas you come up with. So fucking own it, bruh. Own it.
Yeah, well, thank you. That's a climb on its own to master that I still have to get there.
Yeah,
but thanks. But thank you though.
You're welcome, dude. You're welcome. You got a bright future ahead of you. That I can tell you for sure.
At 30 years old, I have a bright future. That's stuff we have to hang on.
You know what? I tell you this. I realized that right now in my life, I'm far better off now than I was 15 years ago. The reason being, 15 years ago, I was very immature.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I love the fast life. I love drinking, women, partying, all that shit. And now that I'm older, I realize, okay, I had fun. I enjoyed my life so far. But now that I'm older, what I'm trying to achieve is very clear.
Yeah.
I've always had these ideas. I've always had these wishes. But when I was like I'm saying, when I was fucking 20, 21 years old, whatever the case is, it wasn't this clear. Now it's clear,
Yeah.
So it's like you say, at 30, but I think it's the best time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because have you ever found yourself growing tired about of certain things. Like for example, you said booze, women, going out, things like that.
Yeah.
For me, I found I've grown tired. I've barely, like in my 20s, late teen years, I always found drinking alcohol was a priority. Like,
Yeah.
for example, going out, I have to drink. And now I'm even tired of the idea about going out at all. I
Yes.
prefer being at home rather than going out.
Exactly. I'd much rather have a glass of wine or
Exactly.
beer at home than go have one in a pub.
Exactly. If I'm not doing comedy, I'm not gonna be there.
Yes. Yeah, no, there's no need. Look, like I'm saying, I mean, I go for the quiz nights and I go for comedy shows.
Oh yeah.
Now and then I go out for dinner with a friend, or if some friends say, hey guys, let's go grab a chow, and I go. But like, just to say now, I must go because it's weekend or because it's Friday. No, those days are over, bruh. No, those days are over.
Oh, definitely. And
yeah.
No, go.
No. You carry on.
No, and to go a certain path that I didn't really want to in my first answer, I grew tired of women. After so many years of chasing women, I'm just tired now. I'm just done.
Yeah.
Not that I've turned to Judaism, or I'm gonna be or I'm gonna turn into being Tibetan monk or something, or I'm gonna have a vow of silence. I'm just tired. And as you mentioned earlier, you have this clarity. You understand what you want, and we have become to a point where we understand what we want, and we are less tolerant of having. It's okay. Take your own time. You'll get there soon enough.
Yeah.
I'm just like, if this takes too long, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no, I think that's the thing. I think we get discouraged very quickly as humans as well. I think we expect results now, and we even though we know it's never gonna happen right now, we still have this false belief that it's gonna happen now. I don't know, for some reason. But I wanna go back to what you were saying just now. I'm a strong believer in also letting people's things run their course. I do believe that time is a very good teacher, and as frustrating as it is, only time can teach you what it is you need to learn. I can come and tell you, hey, don't do this, don't do that. You can come and tell me, don't do this, don't do that. I'm gonna learn in my own time. It's gonna happen when it needs to happen. You know what I mean? So I think that's also something I like to do. I don't like to push people. I'll let things run its course, because I know it's just a matter of time before this person realizes that these 3 or 4 things or whatever it is that they're doing is not right. I can't, you know what I mean? I can't keep teaching people things, or the moment you tell someone don't do this, rather do that, what they're gonna do? They're gonna do what you tell them not to do. Exactly. So
humans are rebellious by nature.
Yes, we're rebellious by nature, and that's what I found. That's the tricky part of being a life coach. Like people say, I want some help, I need some coaching, and then when you put out the steps in front of them, you tell them, look, this is your options. And they don't like the answer. Like, but you gotta understand, this thing's gonna take time. People are like, I wish I was more positive, or I wish I had a better outlook on life. You can. It's just gonna take time, and you gotta understand that it's gonna take time. That's all.
Yeah. And the best things in life take effort.
Oh no, of course.
It might be cliche, but nothing easy is ever worth it.
Nothing easy is ever worth it. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So ideally, easy is not the best option. The best option is not necessarily difficult,
Yeah,
but effort.
effort.
That's
You have to put
that's-
effort into anything. If you
Yes,
want
no, you-
something easy, then you need luck.
Yeah, then you need luck, and not everybody has luck.
Yeah, yeah. Not everybody has luck.
Not
But then
everybody has
again,
luck.
I'm sitting here 30 years old without having a son or a daughter, so I've been lucky.
Would you like to have children someday in your life?
I'll maybe warm up to the idea in the next few years, but for a very long time now, I haven't had a choice. I just need to continue this legacy of my surname because I'm the last male in the entire family.
Okay, yes. So you have to.
So I have to decide: am I gonna grow the tree or cut the family tree?
Yeah, it's your call. It's your call. No, I look. I've always wanted children. My whole life,
Yeah.
I've always wanted children.
Yeah.
But I would say, for the past 2 years, 3 years, maybe more, I haven't been big on the idea, and it's for a very simple reason. A lot of people say, yeah, you have to have children. And I agree to some extent, it's part of the cycle of life. I think you have to have kids because, to carry on the
Yeah.
legacy, to carry on the
Yeah,
name,
yeah.
all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
But my biggest fear is, what kind of a life will I be bringing this child into? Because the world we live
That's
in today
exactly
is so
it.
fucked up, dude.
That's exactly it.
It's scary.
That's something that we share. This is what I always thought about relationships too. Why would I want to go out to find a relationship when I'm not sorted in life? What am I bringing somebody else into?
Yes.
And it's multiplied tenfold when you consider it's a baby that you might bring into the world. So,
Yeah.
for example, I'm going to be honest now. If I don't have a job of a certain income bracket, I'm not
Yeah.
sorted in terms of home life, I'm not sorted in terms of where I want to be. Now, why do I want to stop my progress into getting to that level by having a child and then having the child in the same situation where I'm not happy where I am at the moment in life? So there's a certain point in life I want to get to first before
Yeah.
I can consider adding people into it. Because
Yes.
other than that, for me, it's going to be selfish.
Yes. No, definitely. You get a lot of people that say, yeah, but there's never a right or a wrong time to have a child. And I agree to some extent. I don't think you can really plan to have a child.
Yeah.
But it goes back to what you're saying. How can I bring a child into this world when, to some extent, I'm also still a child? To some
Yeah.
extent, I don't have
Exactly.
things. I don't have life figured out. If
I have to be
wanna,
honest, mentally, I'm nowhere close to being near to care for a child.
care for a child,
Mentally,
yeah, no,
I'm not there.
it's crazy. It's really crazy because, I go back to what I was saying earlier. Society wants to push you. You're 32 years old. You should have a child by now. You should have a wife. Hey guys, this is not the 18th century. We're living in the 21st century. This
Why
is
should
not
I live your life?
exactly or live life according to your rules. I got my own rules. I live my own life.
Yeah. Do you really think that 2 seconds of sex is worth 18 years of a child?
Unless circumstances allow. But if circumstances don't allow, then
Well, if she's Jennifer Lopez, then yeah, even 1 second is it's worth it.
Yeah, man. Hey, and for me, Storm, it's not just about the money. It's not just about having enough money. For me, it's also about my mind. How's my mindset? Am I going to be able to teach this child
Exactly.
properly? Am I going to be able to protect them properly? Am I going to, it's all these things that I think
Yeah.
of. It might be overthinking, but I don't care. That's just my opinion. That's just how I look at it. People can say what they want. I don't care,
That's perfect. That's perfect. If it makes sense to you, then it's perfect.
Yeah, no.
I always think that.
Yes, no, definitely. If it makes sense to you, and it's good. It's good that you say that because at the end of the day, you got to deal with the consequences. You got to deal with the situation. So
Exactly.
you got to do what suits you. You can't do what suits me or Mo or someone else. No, you can't. You got to do what suits you.
He
That's-
isn't gonna wake up Auntie Bridget at 2 a.m. My baby is gonna wake me up
Yeah,
at 2 a.m.
yeah, I know. It's chaos.
I've-
It's
I've noticed something that we don't intend for this to happen, but at some point in the podcast, we always revert to philosophy or psychology or anything.
Oh yes.
Like we've gone to this point of the podcast when we started the podcast about eggs and sunny side up and fries.
Yes.
But this has been enjoyable nonetheless, man.
Oh no, for sure, definitely.
I-
I like conversations like this.
Yeah, no, I have to admit, and I told you before the podcast that I feel there will be a less rhythmic flow. I know that rhythmic is not the word, but
Yeah.
work with me. There'd be less of a flow, but I'm not upset to admit that I've been surprised over the last hour of this podcast how it's gone. So,
You
Thank
you
you for-
surprised.
yeah, thank you for getting onto this journey with me.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I don't know. I think we've spoken about all we can inside an hour. Not all we can inside 3 days, but then again, who's gonna tune into a podcast that's 3 days?
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess this is a good stopping off point.
Definitely.
Find the links for Wayne Stewart down below. Instagram, right? And you
Yes.
have your Sunday sessions
On Facebook, yes.
I'm not really a fan of Facebook. I don't go to Facebook that much, but I'll search for a link and then I'll just add it to the description. And find me on Facebook page. Yeah, I'm contradicting myself so quickly. Facebook page, Instagram, Twitter, Discord. Well, find me if you want to. And any final words for this one?
No, I don't have final words. For a change, I'm going to leave quietly and not leave with a big noise. All I'm gonna say is thanks for this chat on this podcast, Storm. It was lovely. I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you and learning more about you, bruh.
Yeah, no, thanks. It's been informative. I enjoyed learning about you too. There's a ton of things I didn't know about you before this podcast that I do now.
Oh, yeah.
And now that human nature has gone down in Secunda, I'll leave you with one Secunda saying.
Let's hear it.
Unlike many people, everybody listening to this podcast, I'd like to share fire with you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Shut
that's
us
how we leave it. Cheers,
That's
guys.
a wrap, folks. Cheers, peeps. Safe.